Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, all right, let's see what happens. So earlier today, before I had my freak out and making sure that everything's okay with you, I started channeling. I started channeling. That's what I do, right? But
Right.
um I know this is, and why couldn't the daughter make it? Why couldn't she make it?
She's in the hospital. She's been in the hospital for 11 days. She wasn't doing that great.
Yeah, okay. So that's why the big concern is with her. Okay. The thing they kept talking about was bring up my daughter, bring up my daughter, bring up my daughter. And I'm like, why? What's going on with her? What's going Okay, okay. Hang
Yeah.
on. Is she having like lungs and kidney issues going on and stuff?
She's having kidney issues, but she has an infection in her stomach, and specialists they don't know what it is. They've been trying to figure out what it is, and they have no idea what it is. So they went in today and operated on her, cut her from one side of her stomach to the other side to try to get as much infection out of there, cut around, and they took a lot of her stomach muscle and stuff like that out. And she's been through a lot. And with all the antibiotics that they've been pumping into her, hurt her kidneys.
Mm-hmm. Because he keeps talking about or they keep talking about with her, they show like angels around her, they show like golden light, that's angels for me, so they show that around her, and then they keep talking about like just let these keep going, so it's like just letting the kidneys keep going, like that's what we could really need. I think she can pull out of this. I think she
Good.
can pull out of this because I don't feel like I'm going to get into it a little bit more though, but for right now, like initial off the back, I don't feel like this is a death sentence all the way.
Good.
Okay. So let's get in and see what this is. Your husband, correct?
Um, Brian was going to be my husband.
Okay.
My husband passed away 7 years ago. So
Before.
I met Brian and we got together, and
Okay. Okay. Well, let's see who we can get. Do you want me to get you want me to see if I can get both?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
sure.
Let's do that. Okay. So let's do Brian first. Um, did you end up taking care of the other husband before he passed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There's a man here. And he has this East Coast accent. Um, but he's in love with the water. Um, and he keeps going like, man, tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I'm sorry she had to watch out after me. Tell her I'm sorry she had to look out after me. Like how stressful that was, how straining that was. So he's like appreciating you for doing that for him. He talking about y'all like fighting like cats and dogs, but you gotta love her. You love her. I love her. He says that you were crazy about him. Like, who knew crazy about me like this? He's saying, oh, you had kids with this guy, the previous husband?
Yes. What I had Kimberly, yeah.
Okay, so that's with him. Okay, okay. Man, why did Kimberly not want me to channel her dad too?
Well, she's
Okay.
in the hospital, and you got too many nurses and doctors coming in and out every minute. So she didn't want to do it.
Okay. Okay. Well, no, we're gonna do both. So I think that is a really good thing because we can get both of them to come in at the same time. And what was Dad's original name? What was
Earl Johnson.
Okay.
They called
Okay.
him Rocky.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So who's Butch?
Butch is Brian's father.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I was not expecting that. I keep hearing this name Butch, 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 and I'm like, Butcher? What Butch? Butch? And so that's why I was like, okay, perfect. Hang on. So know that they're all like making their way here. So give it just a second. Hold on. he's so Earl, I'm gonna call, I know we call him Rocky, but he's talking about how man, Rocky was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of pain. He's talking about and I'm like, oh no. He's saying like that he's talking about like wanting to be in a better relationship with your daughter, or wanting to be in a better relationship with her. He's talking about how you stayed by Rocky, you stayed by his side no matter what he did. You stayed by his side no matter what he did. And he's like thanking you for it and apologizing at the same time, because he's kind of a scoundrel and I like him for it. He smokes cigarettes.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I can smell, you know how like when somebody's breath smells after they smoked a cigarette? That's what I keep smelling. He said he was a hard ass. He drank too. He said he was a hard ass. He said, he does like this and he goes, and I drank too. I was like, really? He's like,
yeah.
uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
He talks about you. You were something. She was something. She was something. Did Rocky like date your best friend or something like that before you? Or a really close friend before you?
I don't know.
No, okay. It's weird because he's talking about how he met you. Obviously, he met you when he was a lot younger. He's talking about that. But then he's like talking about how like there was this other woman, but like you were like the main thing. And so that's why. And I'm like, what? Hold on. Are you, after our session, are you going to go up to the hospital?
No, I'll be seeing her Thursday.
Perfect. Okay. He says she's up there. She's by herself. She's fine. She's up there. She's by herself. Who or what is a Chase? Who's Chase?
Chase, that's Brian's grandson.
Is that from a different daughter to him? Or who is it? Or a different son? That's not Kim's kids, right?
No, she don't have no kids.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
that's for Brian's daughter.
There you go. Okay. Because I'm asking, I keep seeing the emblem because I have the bank Chase, and I was like, I keep seeing the emblem, and I'm like, all right, either he banked a Chase or somebody was named Chase, and so he keeps talking about like that. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. And so I ask him in my head, I go, is this from Kim or is this from somebody else? And so he negates Kim, so it's from another person. So hold on. Okay, now we're going to get into both. I want to figure out what happened with Brian. Was Brian younger than your ex-husband?
Yeah, that Brian was Rock's nephew. Yeah. All related.
Oh my God. Okay, so
and
this is what just happened. Wait. This is what just happened in my head. So Rocky is here. Rocky's talking to me. I see him in my head. He's fine. Brian comes up, and Brian is a big dude. Brian is a big dude, and he's a big dude even compared to Rocky. And so he comes up, and Rocky like pats him on his shoulder. That's how I know they know each other. And he goes, and Rocky says, "What are you doing, you old man?" And so that's why I was like, wait, Rocky is older than him? Okay. He said, oh. Man, they joke dirty. They joke very dirty. He said, and I'm just going to tell you this. He goes, are you fucking my wife? You are like joking about that. And the guy's like, yeah, I was. And he's like, like that. And so I'm like, this is dirty and great.
Yeah, they are.
They are. He's talking about like, man, I'd like smack you or punch you upside the head. He says, Okay, so the old man, I'm going to talk about Rocky. The old man, he goes, "Where you been at, old man?" And Rocky keeps talking about Florida for some reason. Something is going on with Florida. I don't know why we love Florida. I don't know what's up with Florida. And that's why I'm saying he keeps talking about being near the ocean. He says, okay, so Brian says, "Oh, I love it, I love it," and then he goes, "The wind in my hair," and then Rocky says, "What hair? You don't have any hair." So there's like this joke back, and oh yeah, this is a thing. And I'm just like, oh my god, can y'all stop? He says, he keeps saying, "You're gonna get me, you're gonna get me," and he's talking about Rocky having saggy pecs or saggy boobs or something, and I'm like, can you stop it? And they're arguing about how one person is old and the other person, and I just, oh my god, hang on, hold on. People are talking about wanting to work on a car.
They did that all the time.
Really? I go,
They're both mechanics.
shut up. He goes like this to him. He goes, "Hey, you hear the thump?" He goes, "Hey, what do you want to do?" He's like, "Go work on a car." Yeah, like just like that. I'm like, okay. So dad did it too. His dad, Butch, did it too.
Yep.
Oh my god. They're talking about your daughter. They say, "Isn't she a sight for sore eyes?" They say, says, so one of the gentlemen tells your daughter, and I'm sorry, this is not me, this is him. He says, when she starts complaining or whining about it, she needs to go get it looked at. Like, so I don't know if she was having issues and feeling really bad for a while before she ended up going to get it looked at or something. I don't know, but he's talking about like if they're going to whine about it, they need to go get it checked or something like that. And I'm like, can you stop being a butthead? Hold on. Okay, so your ex-husband, the ex-husband, not Rocky, he's telling Rocky to leave her alone. So like telling him, don't be so hard on your daughter. And he's saying, I was the one that like bore her. So I'm the one that was the dad. And he says, but really like Raisin was all left up to you. So Deanna, Raisin was all left up to you. He said, yeah. So Rocky worked and he would come home and be like, "Oh, hey, you do what you need to do." You know,
Yep.
He loves the daughter, but he's just talking about how he's like this parent that kind of stays back and would like, "Here's a chocolate bar, have a nice night," you know, like that. Oh my God.
Yep.
Right after your husband died, Brian showed up on the scene.
Yep.
Yeah. I go, what do you want to talk about? And he's,
Well, 5 months after.
yeah, it's very soon, very quickly. He's talking about within the year. And he goes, I this is what's happening in my head. He goes, sorry, I lose it because they're talking about it. I'm listening and I forget the reason where that came from. He goes, "Hey, we got to talk about something." And Brian's like, "What?" He was like, "I saw you get up on her like right after." And he's like, So, and then in my head, I'm asking, I'm like, how long was it? And then your ex says within the year. And I'm like, no, really? And so that's when I come and I ask you about it. You say, yeah, 5 months. And that's why I'm like, oh, hang on. We're just going to leave it there. They say you know how to please a man. We're just going to leave that there. We're just going to leave that there. Hang on. You cook pretty good. Hang on. It says cook well too. Hang on. Okay, I hear a motorcycle and it's not outside. It's in my head. Hang on. I want to figure out how these people died. Give me 1 second. I bet that's segueing into that. Hang on. We had to let Brian go. Hang on. Brian says he was all fucked up. I want to know why he says he's all fucked up. Hang on. He's showing me like swelling in his face and his eyes, like almost like we'd have like, I can't do it, but like all this swelling here. So I want to know why. Hang on. He said he was being a dumbass. Hang on. Keeps making me hear my motorcycles. Hang on. He wasn't wearing a helmet. So he did get into a motorcycle accident.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He wasn't wearing a helmet though, was he? Hang on.
Yeah, he had his helmet.
Does he really? Okay. He keeps talking about like how like his head got hurt though. His head got hurt. So I don't know how.
His helmet flew off when him and the bike tumbled and airborne and everything.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, he keeps, I'm like, we don't have head injuries if our helmet is there, normally. And hold on. He said, have you ever seen a fat man get catapulted into the sky?
Yeah, he went airborne.
Did he really?
Yeah, and then him and the motorcycle kind of twisted and turned and rolled and tumbled, and then he hit the brick wall, the cement wall.
Oh my God.
But the thing of it is, we don't know what happened. Did he have a heart attack?
Okay, that's why.
It?
Yeah, he keeps talking about being stupid. And so for me, that means either I'm not paying attention or that means that I was being a ding dong. Because when I asked him, I was like, did you hit another car? Are there other people involved? It's like him. You know, it's like him. And he said, oh, Amy, I was fucked up. I go, really? Fucked up. Hang on.
Yep.
Did they try to bring him back? He had internal bleeding too bad.
I don't think they tried. I don't think they tried.
Okay. He keeps talking about there ain't nothing bringing me back. There isn't anything bringing me back. I couldn't be brought back. And that's why I'm like, that's why I asked, did they try? Because they usually don't mention stuff like that. He
died instantly with multiple injuries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't even want to get into that. Hold on. It's weird. He talks about he gets up and he drives home. And he talks about coming home to you, and he talks about hearing his boots on the floor. Or hearing his shoes on the floor. Like that's what he's talking about. Like coming inside, you can hear like this screen door open, like this.
Yep.
And he's making me hear his boots or his heavy shoes on the floor. And that to me means he didn't stay at the accident. He got back up, drove home, and came to see you. And so if you hear stuff like that, that's because he's there. Okay. I don't know if we have, hold on. He says, gosh, babe, why do you get so sad? Like says that. He's talking about you don't have to worry about like falling off the bed anymore or something. It's weird. He's talking about how like you have the whole middle instead of like having to like slink to one side. Hold on. He said, my best years were with you.
Good.
My best years were with you, just like that. It's like, oh, it was terrible. It was tragic. I didn't even know what happened. Hang on. You know, it almost feels like the way he's talking about driving, he's talking about riding. So this is like an actual bike. This isn't a crotch rocket. Okay. Yeah, because the way he has his hands are up here. And he says, I don't, this is the whole thing. The way he's making me feel in his body is we have our hands, and we go down like that.
Yeah.
Down. And so for me, this doesn't feel like I overcorrect. It doesn't feel like I am just like, oh shit, I almost hit that. Like this is like we're driving and we're out.
Yeah.
And so for me, that would mean one of two things. That would mean either we tried to miss something on accident, or maybe we're not paying attention to the road, right? We like fall. But for me, because of how quickly that drop is, that either means we fall asleep or that means something happened with our heart.
Right.
Because
That's
it's
what
almost,
we were thinking.
yeah, because it's like we black out.
Yeah.
Like how you think.
His friend that he was riding with, Brian was in front of him, and he said that Brian, his arms just went down and he just went over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, did he have a heart attack or did he
Yeah.
have a stroke or what?
I think he had more of a heart attack. I think he had a heart attack because the way he just, there's not this, a lot of times, you know, in accidents, they'll talk about freaking out or they'll talk about what they're seeing before them. This is like, I'm just blacking out. Gone.
Yeah.
So I don't, and it's weird because at that time when that happens, he's making me watch his passing. He's not making me feel it. And so for me, that means that we're already dead before all like this crazy stuff starts happening to our body.
Yeah.
So he's like watching it happen. He's like, ever seen a fat guy get thrown into the air like that? And I'm like, can you just stop it? So it's like they always do this thing where they eat popcorn there because it's like, oh, I'm watching this movie. Did your ex-husband have some sort of cancer?
He had liver
Failure.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. He's talking about how
he had like cirrhosis.
Okay, yeah. He keeps talking about, he goes, man, it ate me up. Man, it hurt inside. He's talking about, man, doctors are a bitch. And so I'm like, all right, we have doctors, it's eating us up, and there's a lot of pain. Because right now, they're comparing their stories. They're talking about like, this is how you died and what a terrible thing. This is how I died. Wait. You are talking about if you only quit drinking, if you only quit drinking, if you only quit drinking. Like that was the whole thing, back and forth, back and forth. Did Brian smoke pot?
He never smoked or drank.
Drank, none of that. It's weird because this is the only reason I'm asking that is because he is the exact opposite as your ex-husband, like exact opposite of it. But he keeps talking about with you how that would like make your anxiety go away or something, and it just doesn't make any sense because I'm like, mom doesn't do that, like daughter doesn't do that, and I'm like, why? I don't know if this is Brian or if this is your ex-husband saying that, because they're joking about like how stressed you are all the time, how anxiety ridden you are all the time, and they're talking like, I don't know if it's your ex-husband or it's Brian, but they're talking about like, oh, if she did this, it would make that go away. And I'm like, she doesn't do that. Stop. You know,
No.
Correct. I feel like one of them or both of them hide your glasses. Have you had issues with finding them?
Yes. They used to laugh at me all the time, and because I can't see that great, so sometimes I have to have double glasses on like this.
You do.
So yeah, my eyes are getting bad.
It's okay. Okay. They're talking about, they're laughing together and they're talking about like picking up and then moving and being like, watch you try to find them. Watch you try to find them. And I'm like, y'all stop it. Stop it.
Yep.
They keep calling me Butterbean. They tell me I need to get some meat on me. And then I say, are they like 6'1", 6'2"? How tall is Brian?
He's probably about 5'5".
Mm-hmm.
5'7".
Okay, so they're little. They're little. It's weird because the way that they look with me when they're trying to present themselves in my head is they are these huge guys. They're like 6'5", 6'6" in my head, and they're together with each other. Except Brian's bigger than Earl. Brian's bigger than Rocky, and they just feel like they're the good old boys. They
There we go.
they just feel like they're the good old boys. And so to me, I'm 6 feet tall. And so I'm in between them, and it feels like these massive people with like this little. So I'm like, hang on, hold on. I want to ask about your daughter really quick, and then I want to get into. Hold on. Hold on. He keeps okay. So I know that you weren't married to Brian yet, but Earl really, really loves you. Rocky really loves you, and he keeps saying "till death do us part," baby.
Yeah.
He loves you. He's like, I know you were with this kid. He's like, but this is it. And who lives in New York?
Uh,
Or what does New York have to do with anything?
I don't know. We all live in New York.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So y'all live in New York. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Sorry. They've been talking about Florida this entire time, all about Florida, all about Florida. And so I'm thinking you're in Florida. And so I asked, I said, what else do you want to talk about? He's saying New York, New York. And I'm like, who's in New York? Okay, so y'all are all in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all gonna plan on going to Florida to live.
Really?
After I retired, me and Brian were gonna get a house down there, and me, Timmy, and Brian were all gonna move down, and Brian's mom and daughter were all gonna
Come and
get a
join.
house down. Huh?
All y'all were all going to do it together. So no wonder they're in Florida and you're still in New York. They keep talking about I'm down here in Florida. And I'm like, all right, I think you still need to go and look at doing that. Hang on. Do you do like bookkeeping or something?
No, I work for the school in the kitchen.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. They keep showing me like educational books. And so I'm like, what is this? What do we do? Okay. So you're in the kitchen. Oh, that's a hard job.
Yeah.
I support you, especially with all the different mandates and all the different things and the no kid go hungry and the vegetables and fruits that you have to throw out. And like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I used to work for, I used to develop software for a software company that deals in child nutrition. And so we would do all the POSs and all the menus and all of that for districts all over the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would go in and see what was happening behind the scenes and do all the free, reduced, and paid lunch applications. And yeah, oh, you have a hard job. People don't realize that.
Been there for 26 years.
My God, so you're the kitchen manager?
No, just
You're
a
right.
just a helper.
Hey, but that all of it, picking up all those breads and doing everything like that, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, you keep it up, my dear. I support you. It's a good, and you help a lot of people. Okay. Hold on.
We try.
Yeah, you do. You do. Hang on. Wait. Okay, so your ex-husband says she's out there helping kids, and he said I was out there being an asshole. And I was like, shut up. Oh my God.
He used to be the bus driver.
That's why. Okay, that's why he's always out there. Oh my God, no wonder. So with Kim, did Kim go and stay with your mother?
No, she's still with me.
She's still with you. Okay. Hold on. Was your mother very cranky?
She is.
Yeah. Okay. Your husband calls her a cranky bitch.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if I should say that, but he keeps saying that. Okay. So mom is still alive right now. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
86.
Oh my God. He's talking about how she's like, do this. You need to do this. You need to get that. You need to like that. He says,
oh, yeah.
She says that she has you wrapped around her little finger. You need to get a break, he says. He goes, she needs to have a break. She needs to have a break talking about you. She needs to have a fucking break. Says Brian is funny because Brian is letting your ex-husband talk because he's calling him an old man. He's like, oh, you have to, you talk, it's before me. He just Brian wants to give you a kiss one more time. Brian wants to give you a kiss one more time. Brian has like this softer, like new love type of feeling that goes along with you. Brian has this softer, I'm in love with you, I want to be around you, you're my favorite person, man. And then your ex-husband is like this type of personality about him that I love though too. You have funny people around you. Hang on. Are we talking about putting mom in the nursing home?
Yep.
Okay.
She doesn't want to go.
Oh, I know. Okay. I asked both of them, I said, what do you want to talk about? And they said, mom in the nursing home. I said, okay.
That's where she should be.
Yeah. They're talking about how it's really hard for you to take care of her. It's really hard to do all this. It's really, really difficult. But you're afraid she'll be mad at you if you go and do it. You'll be afraid. You also don't want her to be scared. That's a whole nother thing. He's saying, he goes, for Christ's sake, she can't even take care of herself. I don't know who said that, but somebody's very adamant about that. Yeah. Okay. So Brian was like a good Christian boy, quote unquote.
Yeah. Sort of.
Well, sort of. It's funny because he's like blaming it on your ex-husband. That's why, for saying that. Did you get a tattoo of one of their names?
No.
That's weird. That's why I'm like, she doesn't do that. He keeps like having name tattoos. They keep throwing that out over and over and over again. Hang on. And so that's why I'm like, where is this coming from? Hold on. They're talking about how, hold on. They're talking about Kim now. They're talking about something jelly-like fluid, something. Hang on. Hold on. I think she's going to be in there for another couple of weeks. They're talking about having her out in the next couple of weeks. So I'm just going to go on that. So for Brian, you've saved each and every little thing of his?
Yep.
Yeah. I go, what else do you want to talk about? He's talking about hearing his voice. So that obviously goes along with a voicemail or a video or something like that. And he talks about how you've saved each and every little thing of his. And he's talking about, like, I said, well, when were you going to get married? He's talking about something small, something like by the beach. Everything is about the beach with y'all. That's what he's talking about. And he's talking about going up and giving you a kiss like that, having this lovely, wonderful thing. He says, so you eat when you're sad.
Yeah.
Okay. He's talking about, Brian's joking, and I'm opposite. When I'm sad, I don't eat. I go very anorexic very quickly. He's talking about how you're going to have to okay, I know you probably don't want another one. Let me just tell you that. But he's talking about how you're going to have to like get really cute for this next one. And I'm like, can you stop it? And they're behind you and they're laughing and they're joking. I don't want you to think it's anything bad. And they're talking about how like you eat when you're sad. And I'm like, that's okay. And he's talking about how he really misses your food. He really misses what you made. He's talking about okay, you still have the same bed that y'all slept in before?
Yep.
Okay. He's talking about how there's still like a dent in it from him or something, or you can still feel it from that side. And he's talking about, I crawl right back in there. He never gave you a ring. He's talking about giving you one right now. He's saying, like, I know you wanted this one here. Boom.
Yeah, he gave me the ring.
He did. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. He's talking about, I know you wanted this one here. Hands this to you. So like that for me is like
Yep.
a gift to you.
We went and picked out our wedding rings,
Really?
and yeah, and he gave me the engagement one at Christmas. And after that, we're deciding, he told me to pick either July or August to get married.
Really?
Yeah, he died in May.
Oh my God.
Right on Mother's Day.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
This gentleman must be a Taurus. Was he born in May as well?
Who?
When's his birthday?
May 9th.
Okay, so he is a Taurus.
Oh,
Okay.
May 10th, sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. He keeps talking about you talk about, dying then. And then he shows me colorful balloons. So for that means birthday. And so I'm like, he has to be a Taurus then because he's right in there.
My birthday's coming up.
Yours is coming up too. Oh my
The
God.
30th.
You need to do a little thing for you. You need to. You hear me?
Yeah.
A little bit. They'll be there. They will be there. They will be with you. It will be okay. I can promise you. Okay. I want you to keep praying to them. I want you to keep talking to them. I want you to keep telling them that you love them. I want you to know that your husband is taking care of your kind of husband at the same time, that they're watching out for each other, that they are funny, that they are charged, that they are interesting. And I don't want you to think that they're alone. And I want you to know that they are going to be making fun of and loving you until you decide to get there too. Okay. I also want you to know that with mom, I do feel like we need to go forward with like the nursing home thing, just because they bring that up, they talk about that. And so that for you, I know you would have guilt based on that, but it also would free up a lot of your time and your space for you. And so it's getting really, really hard. Does not mean we don't love her, does not mean we don't care about her, but they also see how intense it is and how hard it is for you at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So they want to make sure you're okay. So visit every single day, be there every single day, do whatever, but you do need some help. Your daughter, she's going to be okay. I do give it a couple of weeks though. Okay.
Okay.
So love her, appreciate her, go see her, tell her I said I love her too. Okay.
Okay.
And with everything right now, with the session, hold on. Brian makes you feel young.
Yes,
Brian,
he does.
oh my God, Brian makes you feel so young. He's like, he comes up and he's in your house, he's walking around with you, and he was like, come on, let's go. I'm gonna take you into a room like that. And I'm like, ooh, she's like, woo, like zesty, like this like 30-year-old woman going on. I'm like, woo. So yeah, so don't worry. He's the fun, zesty one. Your ex-husband, which is Kim's dad, is sarcastic. He's a little grumpy, but he's so nice.
Yeah.
And he's there to take care of both. Okay. So
Yeah.
for right now, what I want you to do in closing, if I didn't have another session right now, I would stay here for forever. But I want you to do a couple of things for me. First, before you go and do anything, I want you to take a couple of minutes and I want you to either have a good breather or I want you to have a good cry. Okay, because these gentlemen are a lot of energy and they come through and they give it really, really well. Okay, and we have to allow it to dissipate. The next thing I want you to do is tonight, before you go to bed, while you're laying in bed, when the TV's off and the phone's away, I want you to go through each one of them and I want you to tell you love them and thank you for coming through. Okay. You kiss.
I tell him I love him all the time.
You do? Okay, you kiss Brian's picture?
All the time.
He's talking about, he goes, she always kisses me goodnight. I know. He is around when you do that. He is around. He's an energy. And I want you to start feeling him because he loves you. And I know you're lonely and I know you're stressed right now, but I can tell you that they are around you. And as soon as you start living for them, instead of not living for them, then they're going to help you get exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. But it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss them. But I can also tell you, you have some of the best people on your side that are going to get you through whatever you need. Okay. So take a few minutes, Have a good breather. If you need me or if you have any questions, just email me. If Kim has any questions, have her email me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I love you both. Okay.
We love you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Deanna.
Thank
Have a good
you so
evening.
much.
Anytime.
You
Bye,
too.
sweetie.